weekend, possibly, maybe a little bit. I know Paul's going to tell us more about that, but we are really happy that you could join us right now. Paul, are you building up an appetite?
I am always building up an appetite.
When's the last time you ate? You've been here since like 3 a.m.
Like 2:30 this morning.
Oh my God, you're ready. You're overdue. And even though it is hot outside, Paul, a local restaurant sets the perfect mood to dine outdoors with their meats, fresh salads, and comfort dishes. That setting is paving the way for them to launch a brand new brunch experience.
Yeah, that's right, Clarke. You know, it's heating up outside, but what are you cooking up?
Okay, I'm really excited this morning because I'm cooking up something that is so unique and I've never really tried before. Also, I'm hanging out with Richard. You are with Camp Outpost, and I have to say, the atmosphere is so gorgeous. It makes me feel like I'm in an elevated camping experience.
Thank you so much. That was our goal. So
I love that. I love that.
Like we nailed it.
And my goal is to eat a little something too. So we have this ricotta spread right here. That's what we're starting with.
Toast, yep.
Okay, so what's the first step?
So we are going to go ahead and place our ricotta that we've already pre-portioned into our mason jar there onto our board.
Okay, so this is ricotta cheese in a mason jar. And this is just like a spread to put on toast, and it's kind of like a good snack.
Yeah, just like it sounds. Just made ricotta. We use buttermilk, whole milk, and a little bit of heavy cream, a little lemon juice to curdle that ricotta. And we prepped that yesterday. It's ready to go today.
I love that. So it needs lemon zest.
A little bit of lemon zest on top.
Okay. And what does the lemon zest do?
The lemon zest is just going to add a little citrus, a little acid to the ricotta, so a contrast in flavors for you.
I feel like I want to make sure I get enough on here.
You got it. Yeah. You're just going to lightly dust the top and then drizzle some honey on top.
The aroma is so citrusy and beautiful, and a little drizzle of honey. So what does this do? I've never thought to do ricotta and honey together.
So when you're thinking about when you're trying to build a dish, you want that acid, you want some sweetness, you want that savory. So this encompasses all three of those things.
All right, awesome. And then
we got a candied jalapeno jam. We'll go ahead and pre-portion that into our ramekin.
Jalapeno jam. Tell me what this goes good with.
It goes good with everything, honestly. So we actually make that to put into our butter for our cornbread here in-house.
Oh my gosh, yes. I was just thinking I could grab a piece of toast and some butter and slather some jam and a little piece of bacon too. All right.
Bacon goes good with everything. You can go ahead and fan out your toast on your board for me.
Okay, so fanning out. This is what makes all the dishes look so pretty and have a nice presentation. Let me see if I can layer it.
Them, right?
Right, exactly. Before we dig in like the heathens we are. Did I fan this okay?
I'm okay with it. Again, we're just going to eat it.
I don't know. I feel like I didn't finesse it enough, but we're going to go with it. Okay, let's see. Well, I feel like that's good.
Yeah,
that's pretty solid.
We're just going to kind of encompass the board there.
There we go. I really needed to fan it out a little bit more.
We're going to go ahead and top that with some Maldon finishing salt and a little cracked pepper.
Okay, so this is finishing salt.
Correct.
We didn't mix
just
it in
a little. There
prior. What does that do?
It just, again, adds salt brings all flavors out. So we're just going to finish it with that nice, rich sea salt.
This is so cool, and I feel a little bougie. I feel like when I have people over and I want to entertain, this is awesome. I want to take a bite out of this. Tell me what I should be tasting right now, Chef.
So some people like to just start with the ricotta. The candied jalapeno jam isn't even on the menu. It's just something Chef and I came up with after the fact, but I think it complements it so well. So if you like a little bit of spice in your life, this is definitely the way to go.
That is delicious.
They play so well together.
Oh my gosh. With the cheese as well, it's almost like nothing alike, but jalapeno popper. Yeah, but just a little sweeter, and it works. It really does work with the bread.
It's almost like we just made it.
It's almost like we just made it. I seriously love this. And what's really cool is you also repurpose the ingredients that you use here. Tell me about these overnight oats.
And when in a restaurant nowadays, we are trying to repurpose everything we can in order to keep food costs down. So what we've done is we took the whey from that ricotta and we soak our overnight oats in it. I was not a fan of overnight oats before we started this process, but once Chef created this dish and I got to taste the richness of the whey in the oats, I am definitely a fan now.
That is very cool. And tell me what whey is.
So whey is the byproduct from the ricotta. After you curdle the cheese, what doesn't curdle is going to fall through that cheesecloth into a pan, and that's what we use.
That's really cool.
So we did a complexity of flavors here. We have some toasted oats that we toast in-house. Almost tastes like honey smacks. And then we have some untoasted oats to give you a contrast in flavors. And you can go, I'm sorry, I'm taking your job.
No, you're good.
Go ahead and dump that right in, and I'll move things out of your way. So the next thing we're going to do is dump a little bit of that vanilla. Just go ahead and put the whole ramekin in there. That's vanilla extract.
vanilla extract, and that was a pretty heavy pour too. So
Yeah.
it's important that people aren't afraid to put the vanilla in there.
Correct,
Okay,
because
cool.
with all the other savory items, it's all going to blend together very
Okay,
well.
cool.
And then I want you to go ahead with your local honey.
Local honey, also good for local allergies. In case you didn't know, I've learned that recently.
Oh yeah,
Very, very good.
helps
Okay.
build your immune system for sure.
Absolutely.
And then you can add some of the chia seeds.
Okay, we have some chia seeds. I'm a huge fan of chia seeds. They're beneficial for digestion.
You can do the whole thing.
Oh, the whole thing. Okay, okay.
These are all pre-portioned out for you. And then
I
you
like
can
it.
add your whey.
Okay, so adding in the whey. This is the whey.
So once you add your whey, you're just going to take that hand. You don't get to use a spoon today. You're
Okay.
going to take your hand and just
Oh
swirl
my
it
gosh,
around.
he said don't use the spoon. Oh, this is so fun. Man,
You really
guys
wanna
could be
make
making
sure you can
overnight oats with your
incorporate it.
kids. That is
Yeah,
so
exactly.
cool. Okay, so just for a quick recap, we have the toasted oats, we have non-toasted oats, chia seeds, vanilla extracts, that local honey for that extra deliciousness, and a little whey.
Exactly.
And now we're combining.
And that is the way to do it, yeah. And we're gonna go ahead and just really incorporate that as much as you can.
Okay.
And then we're gonna let that soak overnight in a just simple mason jar.
Okay, cool.
8 to 12 ounces if you wanna do it at home. Very simple process. So we kinda cheated the game and got ahead of ourselves.
Very cool. And is this granola?
So it is our homemade granola. It's got pizzas in there, which are pumpkin seeds, currants, sliced almonds, the candied pecans. It's delicious. It's one of my favorite. I have to keep the staff away from this. That's what
Honestly,
I'll
I just took a little nibble and I'm taking this with me if you don't mind.
I don't
because
mind
this is
at all.
amazing. I have some yogurt at home waiting for this. Okay,
awesome.
This looks really cool. Tell me about it.
Okay, so we're gonna smoke those oats. We really wanna give a little bit of camp influence, and that's how we're gonna do so. We're gonna smoke those oats now. Keep in mind, if you're not somebody who likes things smoked, we can definitely do that without. But you're gonna go ahead and cover the top of this generously with that topping.
Okay. Not too generously because I'm taking it. I'm kidding.
We have plenty
This is
for you.
awesome. Oh man, I love
Chef
the
and I
presentation.
need to bag this up and just sell it.
You honestly should. At a farmer's market or something, that's clever. I like
All
this.
right. So now we're gonna place this right underneath your dome here.
Okay, so I typically see people at bars doing this if you want a nice smoky cocktail, want to elevate your drink a little bit. I've never seen overnight oats with this.
We do that as well, actually.
That
so I
is
don't
so
melt my
cool.
glove with my hand here. Let me
All
go
right,
ahead.
so while you're lighting that, I'm excited because we are not done here at Camp Outpost. We have another segment that we're doing later on in the show, so do not miss out on that. We'll be cooking up something delicious. It's comfort food, and the chef de cuisine is going to be hanging out with us while we do that. So, Roma, Paul, gotta ask you right now, what do you think of all this delicious camp-style smoky food?
You know, it's cool to see the process,
Yeah.
right, of making those overnight oats. I had no idea
And
how
the
to do that.
ricotta cheese and all that, but I do make overnight oats. Actually, just made them for Monday, for yesterday, and I still
Do
ate
you
the rest
really?
today. In a little mason jar, I use almond milk, chia seeds, honey.
You know what,
Delicious.
Romy? You need to give me the recipe
I
of how
will-
you do that.